Okay, we are live now with Johan from NatureEye. Welcome everyone. We're going to be flying to the two remaining vents. I think there's only two. Johan's been there a few times today, so he'll know. I just got up.
Yeah, we've been flying all day. Welcome to NatureEye and Ryan's AfarTV. So yeah, it's been a very windy day, and so I've been doing 2 short flights for everyone instead of 1. And it's been back-to-back flights all day, like since the beginning. It is quite windy, so we might just do the same. I'm going to fly us up there as quickly as I can and try to maximize our battery time. And sort of do a low ground hug so we won't see much on the way. And should have a nice battery there now. I'm still in my weather sweet spot here to the south. Now there is a spot where I can fly closer, but it's windy over there, and the gas cloud is actually going straight to there. So also I have a good tailwind on the way home, which is much better than returning to home against the wind. That's a good recipe for losing drones, by the way. So we can stay there until I have like 30-35% left on the battery, and then just use attitude mode. That's something you shouldn't try at home with your drone. In attitude mode, it just drifts with the wind. It doesn't stay in the same place, so it's completely manual. That's very good for reaching home in high winds.
How fast is the wind? How fast has the wind been today?
It's a good thing about the Mavic 3 Enterprise. It hasn't got the same camera for cinematography like the Mavic 3 Cine or photography like the Pro. It's got a built-in weather gauge, so I can read now wind from the front right, northeast. It's 8 meters a second where the drone is flying into it. And I'm trying to go as low as possible here. Maybe take the brightness up a little bit. Just take it down. So you can snap. I can still hear you fine. So I'll be snapping, you can snap some photos, but I have this new feature where I can stream HD video to you and record 4K video locally to the SD card of the drone at the same time. So that's what I'll be doing. So it's going to mess up the option to take photographs, but that's not really what we need, now is it?
No, I'm hoping we can get some nice dramatic cinematic shots, which I'll publish later on the channel for everyone to enjoy the 4K versions of what we see today in 1080p.
All right. I'm hoping we can have some loitering time once we're up there. So the southernmost of the 3 segments has kind of died down. So there's a little glow in it still. That was feeding the lava flow here to the southeast, which was spectacular 2 days ago and even last night and yesterday. Now the middle one is the most active. That's feeding the lava river running to the west, Svartsengi, or looping around the mountain towards Svartsengi. Now the northern one is actually quite active. That's feeding a separate lava river running to the east towards Fagradalsfjall. It's a very interesting one, and I might just actually, for the next session, move to Fagradalsfjall and fly in from the east. I am about 4.8 kilometers away from the middle crater from where I'm taking off. But I'm 3.7 kilometers away if I take off from Fagradalsfjall. I didn't want to do that today because on my return leg I'll be flying into the wind. So that's less than ideal. The wind is now, you might be losing a little video here, but that doesn't matter. Just trying to groundhog here all the way up. But dip a little lower, I only have 7 meters a second. I'm already at 10 meters a second here. There is, 7 meters now, okay. So we'll be able to hover there with about 70% left on the battery. Let's do a little orbit flying around the southern crater. There's just a little bit of activity in it. So the eruption is still going at a pretty steady rate. There are no signs of it slowing down. It has consolidated into those two main craters. This one seems to be stopping, calming down a bit. Although we never know, it might just pick up the pace again. So we're going to try to get here. Well, on my previous flight, I would always fly here, corner around it, and maybe we should just stay on the west side here. The wind direction is changing a bit. Now the gas is coming my way. I have to put up the gas mask at some point. We have 62% left on the battery. That's pretty great. Give it some hover time.
So are you flying into the wind right now?
The wind is coming from the northeast. I'm flying north, so it's coming from the front and the right. So we're going to focus on this one now. Oh, I'm losing signal here. Gonna have to take it a little higher. There we go. I am recording now. I'm going to try and take the brightness down a bit and try to focus manually. When I stay in the same place, you can see how fast it's actually going. So there's a lot of molten basalt coming out of it. Now, so I've been flying from here over these, previously there were these 3 streams, one from the quiet southernmost segment, this one to the west, and then the northern one we saw up there. Most of the attention has been on burning asphalt and melting parking lots over at Svartsengi. Well, obviously, because that's news, right? But we're focusing more on geology here, so we're going to stay here on this side. It's truly amazing.
Yeah, still a lot of volume coming. The webcams don't do it justice, at least the middle vent. It's still quite a wide vent from the webcams that looks more like a cone forming.
It is, and as it gets dark, you can see it better. And I haven't really been over there with my drone, but I know there are some others filming there and streaming as well. So I'm going to stick to this part. So yeah, there's a lot of material going downhill here. Oops, lost signal again. Let's try and get a little higher. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Sun just went down, and the temperature just went down considerably.
Can we get a closer up of the river where it almost fills the full screen?
Let's do that, yeah. Now I got these heated gloves with smartphone fingertips. They do work reasonably well.
It's quite a cool little island there in the middle.
It is. Gonna pan out here a little further and try to go to 8 times zoom. Somewhere nice. Can you use the drop-down list and select 8 times?
Sure.
On the right-hand side of the screen, you have the drop-down list where you can select 1 times, 2 times, or 8 times zoom. Yeah, you can do it manually too, but it's just more convenient to use the drop-down list in the middle. That's it. So we added all these nifty features of NatureEye for the novice user to be able to maximize efficiency while filming and doing photography. You can also double-click with the mouse pointer on any part of the screen. It'll center on that point. Like in the distance, you select the point and just use the drop-down list to quickly select 8 times, 10 times, and up. That's very sort of quick and efficient. Ooh, a bit too fast there. Ooh. Trying to get out of the smoke. Gonna have to return home soon. We can do a second battery and try to take a look at the northern segment. That would be nice.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'm going to take over here. We can stop the recording.
On the way back, are you
way
able
back.
to point the camera at the eruption while you fly back?
I'm going to have to be sort of aerodynamically efficient to get home. I'm already stretching it. I got just over 30% left on the battery, 34%, and I'm almost, 5 kilometers away. So that's something I don't recommend you do.
Okay, no problem.
I'd rather get home and grab another battery. Get a little glimpse of what's left of the southernmost segment of the fissure here.
When
you really only see it in the dark.
Earlier today, when you were flying over that southern vent, did you notice that it had a lot more volume than it does now?
Well, I mean, the lava, it's just sort of one big lava geyser that you could see, you know? And the wind was so strong, it's built up this sort of one single wall spatter cone. Looks pretty amazing. Reminded me of the Sydney Opera or something.
Wow.
Only on one side, so it's built up like you know, a cone, only like a single wall.
So are you saying the wind sort of caused that phenomena?
Yeah, because you know it was like 15, 16 meters a second wind here, the first half of the day, And so yeah, the wind causes that because the lava will just build up this sort of single wall on the leeward side of the eruption itself.
It's like a snowdrift, but a lava drift.
Kind of like that, yeah. So sorry folks, not much to see in the dark. I do have for the Mavic 3 a JC, well it's actually on the way in the mail. There's actually a 30-watt LED lamp that moves with the gimbal. But it's not really aerodynamically efficient and it uses more power. So for long haul flights like this one, probably not going to use it.
Okay.
It's a nice gimmick to test though. There is another one called the Tundra from some Norwegian drone company that actually has its own built-in battery. It's quite heavy though. So the smaller one is going to drain the drone battery, whereas the big Tundra one has its own built-in battery. But you know, it's also gonna hit the battery by sheer weight.
Yeah, if anyone is interested and hasn't tried it yet, AfarTV subscribers can get 10% off if they book their NatureEye trip. You can see there's a coupon code in the description of this stream. So I guess one of the benefits of being a subscriber. So yeah, check it out. It is fun.
All right, I'm just concentrating on bringing the drone home here. Got nice speed. Drifting with, there's something to see here actually. The beautiful town of Grindavik. Oh, I can see the light.
Are there people staying in Grindavik right now, spending the night?
There are some people who live here, work here, or have a business to do here. It was evacuated when the eruption started, but inhabitants were let back in rather quickly, like last time, because Grindavik is really not in any danger. All right. Whew, it's getting cold, I must say.
So we're going to do a battery swap. The stream will, the video, I'll switch to the webcam while we wait for the battery to swap.
Yeah, switch to the webcam. I might just warm up for a couple of minutes in the car. And we'll try to reach that northern lava river running to the east.
In case anyone's wondering what we're looking at right now, this is over towards the power plant. Work being done to fortify the power poles that provide power from the power plant over to, I guess it's going to Grindavik, or not Grindavik, maybe Vodor. So this is over at Svartsengi. So they're trying to prevent the lava from, I guess, knocking one of the poles down. And it looks like they're also looking, increasing the height of the berm. I guess the lava is reaching pretty close to the top. So they're going to be raising it a few more meters. So for this next battery, we're going to fly to the northernmost vent, check it out. And then, yeah, just poke around there, look at stuff.
All right, you there, Ryan? Have you switched already?
Yep, I'm here, ready for you to take off.
All right. Oh no, that's great.
What's the problem?
I'm already up. But I have to go down again and reset the compass. Yeah, it's complaining about magnetic disturbance.
The video didn't show you move up. It still shows on the ground even.
Oh, that shouldn't be. Okay, you have to wait while I recalibrate the compass. That only takes a minute.
Yeah, I put the webcam back on until we're ready again.
That's fine.
Question in
Okay,
chat
done.
is what kind of drone you're using right now?
Now I'm using Mavic 3 Enterprise. I've only used a little bit of the battery, but I'm still gonna change it. So we'll have a completely full battery. I think that's it's for the best.
Okay, thank you. Okay. All right. Now where were we? Okay, I see the video. It looks like it's not a still screen, so that's good.
Oh, all right, now it's ready.
Perfect. And we're off.
And we're off. Wind is picking up quite a bit again, or at least where I am. Try to get a little higher here. Oh, let me just see how high I am. Oh, that's nice. Thing is, when you're flying in the dark, it doesn't have the obstacle avoidance vision sensors running. That means you can fly into things quite easily.
Yeah, I see you're 100 meters above the ground right now.
Yeah, so when you fly with NatureEye, we have pre-programmed the elevation map of the area, the most recent one. Of course, we have a few meters of recent lava flows to account for. But as opposed to just having altitude above sea level or home point, the height you see on the left-hand side of the screen is your actual height above ground, wherever you are. So try and stay within the optical zoom range. That's 1 to 2.2 on this drone, and again from 7.1 upwards. So try to avoid the 2.3 to 7.1 zoom range.
Understood.
So there's a lot of different Mavic 3s. The Cine, obviously good for cinematography. The Pro is good for photography. The Enterprise version doesn't have quite the camera that some of the others do. But the built-in weather gauge is an absolute necessity for me. Like now I see the wind is coming directly north from northeast, from front and the right. It's 5.5 meters a second, 4 meters a second, which is great. Now we can fly at 15 meters a second, like 55 kilometers an hour, and give us more loitering time once we're up there. So we're heading for that northernmost segment of the fissure, and it's feeding this lava flow running to the east towards Fagradalsfjall mountain. And, hasn't been photographed or covered much. The most iconic sight was actually last night and the night before. That was the southernmost fissure, feeding a large sort of shield type lava flow to the southeast towards the sea, to the southeast. And especially here from the south, that was quite amazing. Most eyes have, of course, been on the westerly flow, heading towards our critical infrastructure. And what's the latest news on that, Ryan? Isn't it just flowing across the defensive wall? So only a parking lot?
From what I've read, yes, but I haven't looked at the news since last night, so I'm not sure what's happened overnight for me.
Okay, we are 3.5 kilometers out.
Looks like the southernmost vent's gonna pretty much peter out pretty quick.
Yeah, so I think actually until the middle of the day today or early today, it had a lot of volume, but for a very short time. The middle one, of course, has tremendous volume feeding this lava river, which is quite wide. It's kind of hard to grasp the scale from 100 meters up. But I'm going to try and get as close to this one as possible. We're going to be at the edge of our RC range. Now, when it's not windy, I fly with the DJI 4G dongle with a SIM card from Siemens installed. Now Siemens has a mobile antenna on top of Mount Torbjörn, so that's very nice to use. You can dip behind buildings in urban areas or mountains in areas like this without losing line of sight coverage. It also doesn't switch from RC to 4G. The 4G is augmenting the RC range, so it can use both at the same time. And that's a great thing to have. We're 5 kilometers out with 60% left on the battery. That's pretty good.
Right on. Yeah, I'm looking at picking up a drone. I'll be going to Guatemala in January and going to hike up Acatenango, which is the peak beside Fuego volcano, and take some hopefully cool footage of the eruption in Fuego with a drone and show it to viewers on the YouTube, on the Afar channel.
Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna switch to manual focus here and try to get this into focus here. Right. I had to take my gloves off, so here's the northernmost segment. One large cone. You can see how the wind affects how it builds up. It's running straight, wind is running straight into the front side of it, on the rear right side, so to say. And it's been building up today, and the day before.
So this northern cone, the flow is not heading west like this. The middle cone.
This one is heading directly east towards Fagradalsfjall. If you look at the map, we are now facing northeast. You can see Reykjavik City there in the background.
Do you know if it is spreading over new ground or just existing lava?
No, this one is spreading over new ground. There was some flow towards Fagradalsfjall in the March eruption, and also during the most recent eruption, end of August, beginning of September. But that's to the south from here, about a kilometer or two to the south of here. So this one is definitely covering new ground, or a previous 2,300-year-old lava field. So
cool.
That's new ground for us, maybe not in geological terms. And, so what's going to happen next? I mean, there are these two main scenarios. You know, this could die down, or it could just go on simmering like this for some time. Now, normally the fissures open up with a 2 to 3 kilometer long wall of fire, and then, like now, consolidates into 2 or 3 main craters. And now it has consolidated into 3, and one of them dying down. But they seem to be emitting a lot of material, a lot of magma. And this one, of course, looks absolutely spectacular.
I'd like to have us pause at one point once we get the river and this vent in the full frame. Pause for like 30 seconds so I can then make a separate video of that. If you can zoom out a bit.
Okay, I also started a 4K recording to the SD card right now.
Okay. If you can zoom out a bit to show the entire middle vent.
Wait. He wants to go home, so I can give it 5% more. Yeah, it switches cameras too. Like that, you mean? Just move it a little bit to show that we're flying. Right. Okay. Need to put my glove back on before I completely freeze. Okay. Gonna start the flight back home in 30 seconds. So I can move a little bit towards home and pan while skimming left. Oh, that's nice. We're obscured here by the smoke. So I'm going to play it safe and overfly the small one on the way back.
Okay.
So if you're just tuning in, we're flying here, NatureEye.com. Check out our website. We are collaborating with Ryan's AfarTV and flying over Reykjanes Peninsula. See if we can get the lights of Grindavik. I'll stop the recording. Oh. All right. So thank you very much, and see you next time. And check out NatureEye.com and AfarTV. Right, yeah, awesome. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Hey.
Bye now.